Good to see you guys again. Thanks for dropping by. So, yet again, I'm going to answer this age-old question that I've probably been asked like 1,000 times when it comes to going somewhere, whether it's chess clubs, chess events, traveling. What would be my personal preference when it comes to assembling the most ideal, or in my opinion, the perfect chess combination? I know I've answered this question before, but given that it's 2026 and I've since then had a lot of other different chess sets that I've come across, aside from the electronic chess boards that we've seen, like the Chestnut Go, which is great for travel, what is just the basic chess pieces slash chess board and why? So let's go ahead and dive in by looking at the outside characteristics. The most important thing, some kind of a bag. So the most simple type of chess bag that I've seen would be something along the lines of a little tiny canvas bag, or some kind of a bag like this that holds your pieces. Generally, these type of bags only have one compartment inside, so you drop all your pieces inside here, both light and dark. And then usually these type of bags have this little loop on the bottom. I've shown you guys this video before, but I just wanted to kind of run down and show it to you again. Now this is the loop that's attached to the bag. This is where you roll up your chessboard and then you just kind of thread it through. The only problem with this particular design is the chessboard generally tends to hang out from the sides, whether you're using a silicone chessboard or a mousepad type of chessboard. Generally, there's a chessboard that kind of extends out, and if you're wanting to be kind of less conspicuous, that you're walking around with chess set, then this may not be the type of bag for you, but these are probably going to be the least expensive bags. You can definitely get yourself one of these for probably as little as maybe $10, somewhere between $10 to $15 for this bag. Really easy to make. Generally, they have some kind of handles on the top that you just carry your chess set like this. The downside to this particular design is that you can't really throw it over your shoulder, so you're always having to carry it in your hand. It's not a big deal. Then you've got this simplified zipper on top. This is the way that you open the pieces up. You throw the pieces in there. Very, very simple, easy for a child to throw everything in, so it's not very complicated, and then ready to go. This, by the way, is the Magnus Chess Academy. I did a separate video on this particular chess set. Alternatively, you can get yourself a bigger type of a chess case, something along the lines of this. Generally, these cases will have a top handle, and usually they have some kind of a larger strap for you to be able to thread it right through, and that way you have kind of a nice overall balance. Not getting all the way in the camera, there we go. Depending on how heavy, of course, your particular setup is, still, this throwing over your shoulder, in my opinion, kind of tends to work pretty well. So part of it's just sort of hanging down. The gravity kind of works this way, but it really is a lot more comfortable to have your chess set kind of in this particular fashion, whether you're traveling to a chess club, to a chess tournament, anything. This actually is the bag from the Chess Tempest. And I've did a video on this. I like this particular bag because you can throw in a folding board. And this is the biggest advantage to a bag like this. Not just this bag, if you're looking for any type of bag that accommodates a wooden folding board, you're probably going to be looking at a bag of approximately this size. Generally, they're padded, and they do retail somewhere between about $40 all the way up to maybe $80, depending on the material. But the biggest advantage of having a bigger bag like this, of course, is that, first of all, you can put a lot more things in there. Most of these type of bags will have some kind of compartments aside from the compartment for your board. You'll have compartments for your chess pieces, and also you'll have compartments for your notebook, sometimes for your clock. So it's an all-around good option if you're intent on getting a wooden chessboard, folding wooden chessboard. Now, if your chessboard isn't folding and it's a full design, you're gonna need to get the bigger bag. One thing I have to say is the bigger the bag, the harder it is to maneuver. This is probably the biggest bag that I would still take with me to different tournaments. I'm not gonna take the really large bag just because when you're walking around, it tends to be kind of uncomfortable as far as the ergonomics. So this tends to work pretty well. If you do intend on playing with a folding wooden chessboard, some kind of a bag of similar size would probably be your go-to. And by the way, please be sure to like this video. It really helps a lot in making these videos be helpful to a lot of people. If you guys pause the video and hit that like, it really means a lot to me. But these are the type of bags that are probably the most popular out there. In this case, as you can see, I'm gonna run this close by. This is a rectangular type of bag with this really nice zipper. It has two types of straps. It's got this strap, the really nice strap that's designed for you to carry this in your hand, but it also has this really nice sort of a diagonally positioned strap that goes over your shoulder. Because of the triangular design of this particular chest bag, it tends to lean down a little bit more like this. So if you're wanting to carry it on your back, you can, but generally it kind of does this. On my bag, when I started out playing chess, it had two different compartments. It had a central compartment here, but it also had a compartment with a separate zipper that went on the side, and that was the compartment where you would unzip and you would take out your chess, your roll-up chessboard. Most of these days will have the chessboard inside with little rubber band straps. It's great, and most of that works, but I kind of do still miss that separate compartment where I could unzip just the chessboard and put it in. Either way, these, you can get them pretty inexpensive. Generally, these are sold together with chess combos. But my opinion, and like I said, this is just my opinion, is I would strive to put together my own chess combo. And I'll show you what I prefer to have as my most ideal chess set here in just a second. You can get these bags in a lot of different colors. You can get them in pink, in this particular one. You can get them in different types of camo. This is a green beige camo. I think the most popular camo is the blue camo. A lot of people are wanting the blue camo. You can have them in all kinds of different, and you know, depending on where you're looking at, I can give you some links below where you can check them out. Chess House, House of Staunton, the Chess Store. I mean, practically anywhere you go, even Amazon, you can probably find different ones. But this specific one right over here is my go-to. If there was one chess set out of all the different chess sets that I have, this particular combo I put together would be the one that I would prefer taking places. Why? Just because everything kind of works here. So when we open this up, this is what I have inside, okay? The very first thing I have here is the mousepad board. This is a tournament size mousepad board with notation. Although I used to have a little bit better because I liked the one that I had before. It had a little bit bigger sides. This is still really good. It's got a pretty sort of a nice thickness to it. It's not one of those really thin ones. And by being a little bit thicker, it's less likely to crease on you. But this is still a good design. Green, standard green. I like green. I like brown sometimes. It tends to be a little bit unusual, but some people like brown. Green just is going to be a little bit more standard. So this is what I have, a nice green board. This is the type of board that I would prefer to play on at tournaments or in clubs. Definitely important to have notation wherever it is you're going. If you're not taking notation yourself, somebody else might be taking notation, and you don't want to show up with a board without notation to a tournament, just because it might make it a little bit tricky for other people to take notation. When it comes to clock, there's a lot of different varieties. Currently, the one that I would probably take with me is this DGT 2500. This is a very nice clock with a very large face here, easy to read. Sorry for the reflection. You guys are probably not able to see the screen clearly. Got really nice buttons here on top. I love this particular clock. It's a really nice low profile clock. This or the Excalibur 2, just because I'm so used to the old one. But these days I'll probably take this one. I like this. A lot of people at tournaments like this. They're used to it. So it's a nice clock. If I was to ask what is more important to have with you, a really nice chess board or really nice chess pieces when you're traveling and going to events or going to different tournaments, I would say, in my opinion, the roll-up board would probably work best. Carrying a larger case like this may work for some people, but having a smaller case would probably be best for me. And a roll-up board is going to be something that'll fit in here really nicely. Now, I wouldn't settle for a silicone. I probably wouldn't settle for those really thin mousepad boards. I'd get myself a really nice thick mousepad board just like that. That works best for me. But pieces, I would definitely get probably some kind of a wooden pieces that would work better than plastic pieces. I've had enough plastic pieces, and of course this is basically what most people play in different clubs and tournaments. Plastic pieces tend to work really well. They're not super expensive. In fact, you can get a whole combo with really nice pieces of board in a bag like this, probably for around $50. But given that this is my video and me sharing with you what my ideal setup is, I would say my ideal chess pieces to take with me in this particular setup are the 1950 Dubrovnik weighted chess pieces from Royal Chess Mall. These are great, and I'll show you why. I think I've done a couple of different videos on this particular chess set, but the reason why out of all the wooden chess pieces that I've shown you guys, that I would prefer to take that specific chess set and I would be okay throwing those chess pieces inside the bag is because of the design. The Dubrovnik chess set from Royal Chess Mall has these sort of very minimalistic design pieces, as you see right over here, where you don't really have a lot of things protruding. The pieces with the most detail usually are the knights, and in this case you see that everything's sort of tucked in. It almost looks like it's been designed to be thrown in a bag, both from the knight to the queen. You see all the spikes are kind of made in such a way that you're not going to break this, because the biggest disadvantage throwing pieces, any type of pieces, in a bag and carrying them around is you're always afraid, whether it's plastic or wood, you're always afraid that by kind of jostling in there and carrying these pieces around, they're going to bust, they're going to break. And it does happen from time to time, but the best thing you can do is get something with minimal protrusions. Like this queen is just, I love the design of this queen just because it's sort of so subtle and it's easy to grab. There's nothing that you can poke yourself on. They have different varieties of this Dubrovnik. They have the weightless, the one without the weights, and then they have the weighted. Personally, for a tournament situation, I would definitely take the weighted ones. The king here, as you can see as well, doesn't have that usual cross finial. It just has this little ball. And then everything, as you can see, is just designed to be sort of tucked in. None of the angles are super sharp besides these little lines here, but even then, everything just kind of looks like it's made to be able to fit into a bag and just rolled over and tumbled. Even the rook right over here looks like the top portion is kind of tucked in a little bit. These are the little parts in the front that usually tend to chip off right here, but the way that it's made sort of to be tucked in is less likely to sustain any type of damage. Now, can it happen? Is there a possibility that if you keep throwing the 1950s Dubrovnik in a bag like this, that eventually things could potentially get chipped off? That's a possibility, but that's a possibility together with any type of chess sets where it's plastic, wood, anything that you throw in a bag and you tend to carry around with you, there is still that possibility. The one thing that I like about these particular bags, though, is that, first of all, you don't throw all the pieces in one container like we've seen with that simplistic bag. You have two different containers. You've got one for the light pieces, one for the dark pieces, and they're separated. On top of that, there's a little bit of padding. It's not a whole lot, but there's a little bit of padding once you put your pieces in here. And then when you close this on top and everything just kind of gets sort of pressed in together, then that provides extra protection. So even if you carry this around and you kind of throw it, I mean, unless you're specifically trying to throw it hard, I would say you're going to be okay. If you're taking care of your bag and you're just walking around normally, you're probably going to be okay without worrying too much about these pieces breaking. I love the overall color of these pieces, both the light and the dark. I really like this sort of nice brown look to these, and then the light ones tend to work really well. I have a lot of different chess sets, and I would say that out of all the different chess sets, this is the one that I feel most comfortable putting in a bag like that and taking to tournaments. It's a nice set. It's not super extravagant or luxurious looking, and yet it just looks pretty, and it looks better, in my opinion, than just throwing in a bunch of plastic pieces. And I think that even though the roll-up board gives it that sort of tournament look, these pieces work really well. Of course, there's going to be a lot of different types of boards, like for example, this helm barrel bird's eye maple traditional superior chessboard from the House of Staunton here. I think that retailed for like $400. This 2.5-inch board that we've seen with one of my earliest videos. It's great. It's great. It looks pretty, and you can play a number of different games on it. It's fantastic, but it's not one of those boards that you can carry around in any type of a traveling bag, because the way that it's designed is you've got these little thin corners right over here, and sometimes these little thin corners ends up getting little tiny chips like this. Then it doesn't look pretty anymore. And how hard is it to get some of those chips? It's not very hard at all. Especially if you try to tuck this board into a big bag. And first of all, it's hard for me to even hold this. It's so big, let alone find a way to put it in the bag and try to sneak into a tournament with a big giant bag like this. It's just not feasible. It's too big of a board. This is a great, fantastic option for somebody that has a lot of space and is just wanting to play some really nice, exquisite type of games at home. But traveling, any type of a big wooden board, unless it's a folding board, it's just not great. Similarly, and I've got some of these chess sets on display, but nice chess sets, for example, like this Cook chess set from House of Staunton in this nice box from Royal Chess Mall, can look really, really nice and stay protected all throughout its lifetime like this. But these nice lacquered pieces that you see here, I think the king is 3.6 inches, so it's a little bit smaller than our standard 3.75-inch tournament size. Still probably would work in a tournament situation. Beautiful, beautiful chess set. But there's a reason why I keep this particular chess set in a box like this, because as you've seen here, me showing you the pieces, they're really nice, delicate, really nicely lacquered, and have some detail. So would I throw a chess pieces like this into a go-to bag? Probably not. Not that I value these too much. It's just the overall design of this particular chess set here it's not very conducive to throwing it into a bag like this for traveling. That's why the design and the overall way that it's been finished, the 1950s Dubrovnik just works best for me. So all set up on this board here, this is what it kind of looks like. What a beautiful design. I think it's in my opinion, it's a perfect combination of like elegance and also being practical. I would say that if anybody showed up to a tournament with a chess set like that, it would be a really nice chess set both to play and to look at. All these pieces are nice and, as you could see, really pretty. Very well done. And the detail on these things is just really, really nice. The light set looks really good too, as you can see right over here. Now, Royal Chess Mall does sell two different varieties, as I said before. They have the weighted and the unweighted set. I personally like the weighted more. See, look at that. Even the bishops here, everything's kind of made to look very practical and very, very nice. Well, my chess friends, that's all I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you found it in any way helpful or informative for you, please be sure to pause the video and hit a like. Also, let me know in the comments below what your particular preference is for what your ideal travel chess set is when you're going to different chess clubs. What do you take? What type of pieces? Do you prefer wooden pieces over plastic ones? What type of board do you prefer? What kind of clock do you like? What works best for you? I'd love to read your comments. Please let me know. And as always, stay in good health, and I'll see you guys in the next video, okay? Bye-bye.